Okay.
All
Joey,
right. Hi,
welcome.
Jason. Hi, welcome to you.
Thank you for coming. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Today we're going to discuss and learn about you,
Okay.
and we'll perform a song. Can you spell your name?
I can. Joie.
Okay. Very unique spelling.
Yes, there's a significance to that. My full name is Josephine Marie. Good Catholic name, right? My mom always thought it would be cute to have a little girl named Joey. So after I was born, she was talking about it, and the nurse said, well, you can't spell it Joey. That's a boy spelling. So you have to do the beautiful French spelling for a baby girl, and that's Joie or Joie. So like when my friends call me, like if they're like, hey, Alexis, call, or hey, Siri, call, and it'll say, calling Joie.
Oh, it says, okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And it means happiness.
Okay. So that's your real spelling. Wow. Interesting.
It is, yeah.
And stage name, Wails.
Yes. So I think there is a select group of people that are really good at naming bands. I'm not one of them. So Joie Wailes we came up with it. I stole it. It's not new, but it's kind of like the outlaw Josie Wailes. So it's my own spin on that Clint Eastwood film, The Outlaw Josie Wailes.
Love it.
So Joie Wailes. Yeah. A
Very
little bit of
good.
country, a little bit of rock,
So some things I know about you is, well, you told me on the way in, but I'll let you explain. How did you actually pick up the guitar, get into singing?
Right. So I started out as a dancer. That was what I did as a kid, high school, college, all of that. I sang in the car, like most people get started singing in the car. Then karaoke. And then there was a friend of mine. He was looking for a singer for a band, and actually, caught me doing a Hit Me With Your Best Shot with my girlfriend. And it was her band I was sitting in on. And he's like, hey, we're going to start a band. And that was 0 to 60. That was the beginning. And, singing all of these guy tunes like Billy Squier and Led Zeppelin and Journey and all this stuff. And then a little fast forward, I wanted to do my own music, my own covers, my own versions of things. And then that's kind of how Joie Wailes came to be. Did some duo work and things with my friends. And then, of course, the big C, the COVID happened, and I had no band and I had no way to play because I didn't play an instrument. So I only sang, and it's not like, you're just a singer. However, that's all I knew how to do. So during COVID, I spent a lot of time just strumming G, 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 C, C, C.
Hey, that's all you need sometimes.
Yeah. So, and then kind of fast forward again to now. I've been gigging alone since September of 2021. My first stage gig was Watermelon Days in small town Iowa. And it was like all musicians get it. It was hot as hell in September in the Midwest, and I'm on the back of a truck bed just melting, and I barely even know how to hang on to my guitar.
Yep.
And, so I thought it was important to get a tattoo to remind me of that year and that time, because I don't think I'll ever be that bad again. It was horrible.
It only gets better from there.
Yeah, thank God.
Well, good. I'm glad. Thanks for explaining that. So you started playing guitar in 2020. Right now it's 2025, almost 2026. That's not a long time. I think that's a good story, and I'm hoping that some people that maybe have aspirations to play music and to pick up an instrument, realize it. I mean, you play great.
Thank you.
You played before we started recording here, so that's amazing that you can do it in 6 years.
Thank you.
Because some people think that you got to start when you're 13, and if you don't, then you might as well not even try.
Right. And I think that playing guitar ask yourself what you want to do with it. So I guess I'm a singer first, and then I wanted to be able to support myself. So I was learning simple chords, and then that growth and those little successes came relatively quickly in the learning game. So I really was just trying to support the fact that I wanted to sing.
Right.
But then now I'm kind of addicted, and the guitar sits on the stand or on the wall, and it just calls to me.
Yeah.
And it's just
Pick me up.
It does. It does. And then
when you're trying to do something productive, pick me up.
Yeah.
Okay. I have laundry and other things to do, but okay.
And so you just do. You do it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you should. So yes, I highly recommend if anyone is on the fence, pick up the guitar. Facebook message me. I'm still green and new. I'll give you all the hacks and dorky moves that I do.
Love it.
To help you out. Sure.
Well, before we started here, we had talked about how important it is to keep live music alive.
Oh, yes.
And the network in the community. And it seems like from research I've done that you are very well connected in the live music community. And you're based, would you say, out of Dubuque?
Yes, based out of Dubuque. And that's been my home for over 25 years now. Almost 30. Gosh, 30 years? Yeah. No fact checking.
Right.
But I'm still mesmerized by my fellow musicians and what they do and how they do it. I don't think that will ever go away. So I love being that conduit, that connector that, I know this person and they can do this, and introduce them to this venue. Or I've just been doing this now for 25 years, and I'll share whatever knowledge I have. Because live music matters, and person to person matter, and we need to do more of that and less of the...
Yeah, less of the phones. I know.
Yeah, as you're on streaming right now.
Right, yeah. Well, watch this show and then get off your phone.
And then get off your phone.
No, that's amazing. And, so you play around Dubuque area. You know a lot of people. I found you through connections. So I think, the degree of separation between a lot of us is not very far, which is cool. It's a community. So, but I've noticed that you really support other musicians.
Absolutely.
In terms of sharing when they're playing and being friends with them and all of that. So
absolutely,
I really enjoy that because I think it is important. What's new? What's coming up? What have you been doing lately?
Yes. So, well, there's lots of things. So I jumped into a writer's workshop because I was in Fenimore, Wisconsin, and there's a music venue there that's in an old motel. Super cool. So I went there, met a musician. Turns out he does workshops. Jumped online, got on Discord, and here I am, writing music, and it was painful and terrifying and awful and amazing. And now I'm playing those songs out, quite a few of them. So the original music aspect of my career is really starting to kick off. So I'm fascinated now even more by how my friends and even like whoever's on the radio is playing their music. I'm like, oh, that's a really good line.
Yeah.
Dang you.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I would say my biggest, hottest, most exciting thing right now, though, is something I've been doing for 13 years, and that is the Dubuque Symphony Orchestra Rocks. So DSO Rocks. So I've been collaborating with the Dubuque Symphony now for, like I said, 13 years, and I hire the rock band side musicians to collaborate with the symphony. And we practice alone without the symphony for a good 5 months. And then we'll hit the stage in January 14, 15, and 16. And that will be in Dubuque at the Moon Bar. And that is, we take the Dubuque Symphony Orchestra and the local musicians or the tri-state area musicians, and we smush them together.
Wow.
And right now, this is our first 3-night go at it. And it is fantastic. So you're taking the symphony, putting in a rock venue, and it's just it's hugely successful, super blessed. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I would say that's really unique because those musicians are connecting with each other. Some of these symphony musicians have wild, crazy rock bands and metal bands and punk bands and stuff like that. And they love the collaboration with the rock band musicians. And this is a chance for us to get to collab and not start the third, fourth, or fifth band project.
Right,
you know? Yeah.
It's different, and you're meshing two different worlds, because I agree with you. Like, the symphony side doesn't get to see the rock and roll music side and vice versa. So it reminds me of, do you remember the Metallica?
Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. And, people will attend this show. They'll make plans to do this. They'll put their vacations or, around this and that sort of thing. Some people will come kicking and screaming because they're like, oh my God, my wife or my husband's dragging me here. Boo, boo. And then they're like, oh, this is cool. This is really cool. Yeah.
Well, good. Good for you. That's great to stay connected in something that's not just the typical go play,
Keeps it fresh, keeps you the blood moving.
Love it. Okay, so today we're going to play a song, and tell me the name.
Oh, wait, do I remember the name? Yes, it's called Keep Breathing. This is an interesting song. It's one of my favorites because I feel like there are a lot of musicians out there that suffer from imposter syndrome, where we sit in our cars and we freak out before we're about to play, or we're sitting on stage and you're just sweating and your palms are, sweating and all that. And you're just stressing out because you're like, why am I here? I'm not good enough to be here. And there's a lot of people probably that don't. But the song is kind of about that, being nervous and, you're looking for your pick and where'd you set it. And,
breathing.
Yes.
I love that. It's like a meditation. Yeah.
It is, but it's like that, but it's got a jammy rock vibe. So it's just kind of that idea too, that as musicians, as soon as you hit that first chord, and as soon as those words just start coming out, like it's game time, it's on. Like all of a sudden you just settle in, you're real comfortable, and it's fabulous.
It's funny you bring up the imposter syndrome because I use that term a lot because I know a lot of people that are that way as well.
Yeah.
And I get to think, it kind of irritates me because it's like, well, why aren't you worthy? And why would Dolly, you mentioned Dolly earlier, like, why is she worthy?
Yeah.
And it's because she believed it and she said it, she spoke it, and it is. So you are too. So anybody that has that sort of imposter syndrome, which I think is like very common, like if you can shift the mindset and just say, why am I not? Like I am just as much as anybody else.
It's true. And I think some of that imposter syndrome, is it can be humility too. You can look at that but you're right. Changing that mindset and changing that, the words that come out of you and say, oh, I am worthy.
Right.
I am worthy. And that isn't an arrogance. I'm worthy. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I did the work.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun. We're going to enjoy this. And we do it, the juice. We like to, in our house, we'll talk about the juice, that you get that stage interaction with your audience. When you see people picking up the phrases in your chorus and you're just like, oh, mind blown. Like they're singing with me. Like we're doing this together.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. I agree with you. Once the crowds, there's so much of that energy back and forth.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I could just hire somebody that would just go out and pretend like they really like it so that I can
your own hype guy.
Nervous. Yeah. I need a hype guy so I'm less nervous and then I'll play better.
Right.
But the keep breathing thing is interesting too because you could almost like open with that and you're telling yourself through your own music, keep breathing.
Yep,
calm down.
Yep. And there's a line in there and it's like I'm digging for my pick and I found it. Mm-hmm. And the significance of that actually, which just occurred to me right now, is that a lot of us are very specific about the picks that we use.
Oh yeah.
Also, I have picks that I keep that are gifts from people, inspiration, and there are times like one of my good girlfriends. She's a musician, and when I have her pick in my hand, I don't have to have that courage for myself because I'm like, you know what? She believes in me.
Yeah.
She's got me right now,
I love that.
it's really important to have that connection with your fellow musicians, that when you don't got this, I got you.
Yeah.
And the pick is just such a nice little
It's a small thing you can carry around.
Talisman or, lucky charm.
This isn't about me, but I want to share this with you because it is along those lines. Is two different things I used to carry around. One of them was a little porcelain unicorn that my daughter painted when she was like 4.
I love that.
And it was no offense, Emerson. It was kind of ugly, but in a good way. Like outside the lines and all that. But I used to just set it on the amp when I played.
Yeah.
And every time I do that, it would be like, this is more important. She is more important than anything I can screw up right now.
Right.
So like, and she's got me like, she will love me no matter what.
Unconditional.
Yeah. So like, if I'm worried about screwing up a line or messing up a chord, like she wouldn't even know. She doesn't care. She still loves me. Like she's the reason. So
yes.
And so those sort of things are awesome. And we had another one with a lady that passed away, and we all kept. She used to have I don't know, like little bells. So we all put bells in our guitar cases for a while.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I mean that makes it. And to that point, I wish I could get this in the camera.
Oh, my suitcase.
Yeah, let's move some stuff.
You want to show everyone my suitcase?
Okay, here, I'll let you.
I love, yes. So, okay, so I've been hearing people say road warriors a lot. Like, you're a professional musician. This is what you do for a living.
Right.
This is what I do for a living. I don't do anything else.
Okay,
so I'm a road warrior. I'm trying to get things done. And we all have like our own suitcases, ways that we get our stuff here and there. This is usually my tip jar, my microphone, things I need protected, my iPad, my board. Actually, my board is an iPad, so it fits in here too. But I have a number of these, and it's kind of funny because it's a little hobo-ish right now. It's got all of these stickers and stuff from like places I've played, and you look at that. There's even like beer and whatever.
Hold on, Highway 20 Brewing. Where's that at?
Oh yeah,
Elizabeth. Oh, I've been there. That's the old church one.
It is. That's a really cool place to play. That's a fun place to play.
Well, some of this stuff I recognize, like, Sundown. I went there as a kid, but we go to the one closer to here, Chestnut.
Okay, for sure. And then let's see, Peachtree Brewing, Sydney, Australia. That was a trip went to with family. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Love that. So
here.
every gig that you have, this will be sitting out?
It is. It's always sitting out. In fact, when I first started playing, I was afraid to stand and play. So I was constantly sitting and playing. Mm-hmm. And you never know what kind of stool you're going to have at a bar. So you have to, if you don't bring your own. So oftentimes the stool, my feet wouldn't reach the ground. And so this becomes my footstool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's got a multi-purpose.
Well, and then you have the branding.
Yeah, I've got my Joie Wailes. So my logo, this is a tambourine, and this is a woman's silhouette. And my girlfriend, Christiana, she created that. I love that so much. My first instrument actually was tambourine, and that is no joke. Tambourine is serious.
It serves a purpose. It's a great instrument. Okay, so a couple things I wanted to learn about were your inspirations. I'm trying to do a little bit more of a direct questioning when it comes to inspiration. So, there's probably 100 million artists that you could say, I like this.
I got a top couple.
So give me two, and I'm wanting, who they are, why, and what it means to you.
Yes. So definitely Heart. Heart is a big inspiration. Talk about women and Barracuda is one of my favorites. And that I would say is one of my showpieces. So I've done that with the symphony a number of times. It's one of my favorites, and it really shows a range. To be able to sing up there. That's one of my favorites to do. And they just really wrote some great songs. And then of course you got to put Fleetwood Mac right there. Yeah. And some of the music that they wrote is just fabulous. I was at a wine bar, and they had an open mic, the Wicked Dame actually, and I played Dreams, and these young 20s somethings, they were like, "Oh, that's such a great song. Did you write that?"
Yes, I did.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I hope it's going to be big someday. That was super funny. So those are definitely top two. Oh boy. You're right. There are so many. I mean, I love Gretchen Wilson. I think she just has a great vibe, and I love the grit in her voice.
Yes. Yeah, the Heart thing that's spot on. I would say Heart was my favorite female group all through growing up in high school, because I was into like the kind of like Rush and Zeppelin and all that.
Oh, sure.
Well, everybody, but they were the one female group that was like rock. Like
They were.
rock.
They were, you had Lita Ford and you had Joan Jett, and actually too, the greater guitar players, Joan Jett and Lita, Lita's going to be around here in January.
There you go.
Yeah. So I'd like to go see her, but
Another question for you. Think of a song that could be any genre, any song that has changed you positively in a certain way, shaped you. An example, maybe, you heard this while you were growing up and that's how it inspired you to get into music, or this turned me on to music, or whatever. Just a good story about a good song that's very important to you.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna stick with Fleetwood Mac. Growing up in small town Midwest, lots of girls in the house. My mom loved Fleetwood Mac and their music and their writings. Stevie Nicks, that was all such girl anthem music. It was such connection on love and loss, even anger and irritation, and like just really good, meaty songs. And they just, the whole gypsy vibe and that allure, like they had the magic. When I was in my first band, nobody wanted to do that. The songs were all dictated by the guitarist, right? Because he likes his riffs and whatever.
Someone's got to play it. Yeah.
Right. So those were much different songs. Those were Blink-182, and they were, like I said, Billy Squier and Rocky Mountain Way and all the rock tunes from that time. AC/DC even. I've sang tons of AC/DC. Love AC/DC. But nobody wanted to pick up any of the Fleetwood Mac stuff. And so the first two chords I learned are the only two chords that you need, and it's for Dreams, and that is your F and your G forever, the whole song. And F is one of the harder chords to learn how to play. So you're either going to play it right or you're going to, hack it out and just pin that high E. But regardless, that's a really important song. And then from there, I learned Landslide. For one of my girlfriends, I need to learn Gypsy. That was at their wedding, and there's people just keep feeding me their favorite songs. And then that leads into more things like Lindsey Buckingham songs, that he sang, or.
Well, I like the idea of the Fleetwood Mac thing coming to you, and you coming into maybe that genre, maybe that style of music through your mom listening to it. Again, this isn't about me. I'm just telling this. I don't even know if it'll make it on
Bring
here,
your stories. This is shared.
Right. But for me, I mentioned Rush earlier. I used to.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't even born when they were playing.
Right.
But I used to do yard work all the time with my dad, and we would sit in the yard and we'd have Quad City Station, like 97X or something like that. I heard this like song. I like Zeppelin. I like that stuff, but I heard this song and it was like this guy with a female tone. And I'm like,
yes.
And then the riffs were just insane. And then I'm into like prog rock a little bit and like the art rock. And then the riffs and then the tempo changes and all this sort of dynamic stuff. And I'm like, what is this?
Super dynamic.
And then after that, I was hooked. I mean, you could ask any of my friends growing up; they make fun of me, like, who's Rush?
Oh yeah, well, and so growing up, so Fleetwood Mac was such a big thing, and it was open the windows and clean the house Saturday morning and put on a record.
Yeah,
that's what we did. So we had the Rumors record or whatever.
Yeah,
and that's when records were such a big deal, which they are now too. People are making records now. They're designing covers now. Like, I'm so glad.
Yeah, it's the challenge is that everything's single driven. You know, it's like a single. Like when we were putting stuff out on Spotify, I always struggled with, do you wait until you have an album or put out singles and then put them out as an album later, or do you just wait until you have a full album, put it all at once? Like, it's a weird time right now for that, I feel.
You know, I was just at Red Rocks this summer, and I got to see and hear Sheryl Crow, who's one of my favorites. And the band that opened for her was Larkin Poe, and I knew them already.
Awesome band.
Awesome band. And their record is only 2 songs long.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
it's like an EP.
It is. It's great.
Yeah.
It's genius, you know, and I love it. And I throw it on and play it all the time.
Yeah, they kind of rock a little bit.
Yeah, they're good.
There's one song that they remind me of, Maren Morris. I don't know if you like her or
Yeah,
not.
I do.
She has one song that is heavy. And
Oh, yeah?
I'm kind of like, hey, maybe she should go into rock more than like country, just because she feel like she could fit that.
I think she's got the flexibility, the versatility. I think she could totally do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for coming in. It has been awesome.
Thanks,
we will
Jason.
set up and have you perform a song here in a minute, and that's it.
I'm excited.
Keep breathing, keep breathing.